If you grew up in rural America, the colors green and yellow meant something. They stood for integrity, they stood for self-reliance, and they stood for American steel. For generations, buying a John Deere was not just a business decision for a farmer, it was a point of pride. But the company that built the legendary 4020 tractor does not exist anymore. It has been replaced by a technology corporation that treats its customers like tenants and its workers like liabilities. In this investigation, we are going to expose the death of the green tractor. We are going to look at the software locks that make it illegal to fix your own engine, the subscription fees that are turning farming into a service, and the recent corporate betrayal that is shipping thousands of American jobs south of the border. They did not just sell the farm, they sold you out. For over a century, the heart of John Deere was Waterloo, Iowa. The phrase, "nothing runs like a deer," was backed by the hands of American machinists and welders. But in 2024, the mask slipped. John Deere announced massive layoffs across their Midwest factories. They fired hundreds of workers in Iowa and Illinois, the very people who built the brand. And where did those jobs go? They went to a new manufacturing complex in Ramos, Mexico. The executives claimed it was necessary to stay competitive. But let us look at the ledger. In 2023, John Deere reported a net income of over $10 billion. They were not losing money. They were printing it. They did not move to Mexico to save the company. They moved to Mexico to juice the stock price for Wall Street. They took a legacy of American craftsmanship and traded it for cheaper labor while continuing to charge you six figures for a tractor. The sticker on the side still says John Deere, but the soul of the machine was left behind in Iowa. But the betrayal goes deeper than the factory floor. It is inside the engine itself. If your grandfather's tractor broke down in the field, he fixed it with a wrench and a hammer. He got it running and he finished the harvest. If a modern John Deere breaks down, you do not need a wrench, you need a lawyer. John Deere has become the face of the anti-repair movement. They have embedded proprietary software locks into every major component of their new machines. If a sensor fails or a controller dies, you can physically replace the part, but the tractor will not start. The computer recognizes that a new part has been installed and it locks the system. It requires a dealer technician to come out to your farm, plug in a proprietary laptop, and authorize the repair. They charge you hundreds of dollars an hour for the travel time just to click a button on a screen. We have spoken to farmers who were left stranded in the field during harvest with a storm coming, waiting for a dealership that was booked out for 2 weeks. They watched their crop rot, not because the machine was broken, but because the software refused to let them work. It has gotten so bad that American farmers are buying hacked firmware from Ukraine just to bypass the locks on the tractors they own. Think about that. You pay $500,000 for a machine, and you have to hack it just to change a sensor. This is not ownership. This is serfdom. The goal of John Deere is no longer to sell you iron. It is to sell you a subscription. They are obsessed with data. Modern tractors are filled with modems and GPS receivers. They track every movement, every seed planted, and every gallon of fuel burned. And John Deere claims that they own that data. They want to charge farmers a monthly fee to access the advanced features of their own equipment. They are pushing for a future where the tractor is just a hardware platform for software sales. If you stop paying the subscription, they can remotely disable the features you rely on. They want to turn the American farmer into a subscriber. And finally, we have to talk about the machine itself. The old 4020 was a block of cast iron. It was simple. It was heavy. It was overbuilt. The new machines are a nightmare of plastic sensors, DEF tanks, and wiring harnesses. They have replaced mechanical reliability with electronic complexity. A modern tractor has more lines of code than the space shuttle, and every single line of code is a potential point of failure. The plastic panels crack, the screens delaminate, the sensors fail in the dust and the heat. They have value engineered the durability out of the product. They are building disposable technology for a profession that requires generational reliability. Here is the verdict. The market knows the truth. This is why the price of a 30-year-old John Deere tractor is skyrocketing at auctions. Farmers are in bidding wars to get their hands on the old iron. They are paying premium prices for tractors built in the 1990s because those machines can be fixed with a wrench. They are voting with their wallets. They are rejecting Mexican production. They are rejecting software locks. They are rejecting the subscription model. If you are in the market for a tractor, do not be seduced by the touchscreen and the green paint. Look for pre-emission, pre-computer models. Look for machines built in Waterloo, not Ramos. The company that bears the name John Deere died a long time ago. What is left is just a corporation wearing its skin. They sold the farm. Do not let them sell you a lemon. If this investigation changed the way you look at the green machines in the field, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the corporate history they tried to bury. Stand for ownership. The next deep dive is coming soon.